Not developing a sense of responsibility in team members. Treating everyone the same way. What an insane assumption. Communism was a failure of economic development. You can't treat people the same way because you've got the 80-20 rule. 20% of your staff are going to give you 80% of your value. You've got to look after the top 20% because here's what happens. You try to look after everybody. The ones you look after the most are the complainers. You know what complainers do? They complain. Doesn't matter what you do. They complain. Then what happens in a great team, the stars, because they're not complaining, guess what they do? They don't feel looked after, they're not encouraged, and they leave. And who are you left with? The complainers. Be careful. And this book, Jack Welch, which I know Peter and I have read the book on winning, and Jack talks a lot about this. This is the GE culture. We've got to support the winners. And failing to keep people informed. Lack of communication. No, we can't tell them that. No. Well, why would they? They wouldn't even be interested. They might. Now, I'm just going to briefly, and we're going to I'm going to give you the characteristics. And we might spend a little bit more time on this because I'm conscious that we've got about 15 minutes. And this will take me about 15 minutes to finish. I'm now going to bring this all together and I'm going to give you the characteristics of a high-performing team. Number one, it's a summary. You must have a common goal. In sport, it is to win. In business, it could be your mission, your targets. The key questions, do you have a mission? What is it? Does it include the team and does it inspire them? Number two, I know what the goal is. Do I have a winning culture? In this business, it needs clearly defined. It could things be like ownership, excellence, commit, fun and balance. Do you have a code of culture? What values do you wish your company to have? Number three, in creating this great team, you've got to have a strong leader. It's not draconian, but this is the owner or the nominated operator, the person that lives the culture, because the true test of leadership is not what you say, it's what you do. And Generation Ys are not loyal, they're loyal to authenticity. So it's great to say this is who we are when you're not doing it because you're lying. It's just a lie. They're saying the boss doesn't do it, why should I do it? That person lives the coach and knows the boundary, coaches and guides them towards that common goal, is congruent with all the points and stretches the team members to perform above their levels. In this great team, you need to make sure, next one is 100% involvement from everybody in creating this great team. No excuses. You're either on the bus or you're off the bus. And next one is you need to grow and support your staffs. Ask yourself the following questions. Good questions. Who are my most reliable team members? Okay. Who are the most teachable, the most cooperative? How long since you've told them how good they are? I don't want to do that. They might want a pay rise. Gee, they'll get a big head. No one's ever told me how good I am. Why should I care? Don't they know? Right, I'm just going to tell them what they're not doing right. They don't need that because you could be an eagle. Give people praise. And don't fall and ignore people who are actually making a difference. It's the little things that count a lot. And the next principle is on page 83. Flat salaries equals flat performance. A flat salary can only breed flat performances, because what happens when you have a flat salary in a team, the people that are really good after a while say, why should I try so hard? So they actually go down to the rest of the pack. They start off first year all passionate, all driven, yeah, we're going to change the world. After a while they get tired, you know, they say, it's pointless. I know I can do better, but there's no reason to do better, because the only radio station every team member listens to, every customer listens to, even I listen to, is what's in it for me. WIIFM. If you want to motivate your team, don't talk to them about this is what we're going to do, because they'll nod their heads. Tell them how you're going to transform them. Tell them what's in it for them. I would strongly suggest that you seriously look, if you've got salespeople, if you've got marketing people, if you've got the ability in somehow to measure people's performance, look at a retainer plus an incentive-based system. I have worked with organisations that pay their people the same amount, and I have worked with organisations that are performance-driven. Without exception, the differences in results is amazing. It is extraordinary, to say the least. When people are driven by results, by what's in it for them, and it doesn't have to be money, the money's not the results, okay, they are amazingly more motivated. That's what a franchise does. A franchise says there's skin in the game. The skin in the game motivates the owner, because the owner is motivated to build that franchise. I've given you some principles of maybe ways that you can consider ratios that we've seen. Receptionists usually 90% retainer, 10% in incentives. Management, senior middle, 80-20. Sales management, 80-20 through to 60-40 usually seems to be the base. I'll give you a little trick, not a trick, an insight. It's called Parkinson's Law. Parkinson's Law says the more you earn, the more you spend. Okay? So you actually think, you know, when you're in business, you think, oh, just give me more money. Well, I'm not sure that's the answer. Because what happens is when you get more money, you actually spend that money. And then what happens is you have to continue to earn that money to live the lifestyle that you can't afford. So what happens, you're in a trap because you've got to continue to work really, really hard in order to support all the things that you bought. Now, when you pay people incentives or commissions, do not pay them every quarter or every 6 months. You know when you pay them? Every single time they get a pay packet. Because here's what they do. They spend the money in advance of getting it. Guess what they have to do? They have to maintain that same level of performance in order to pay the credit card they've just bought the products on. It's the lesson from Jerry Harvey. Okay? So if you've got an organisation that says, we'll pay bonuses every 6 months, get rid of it tomorrow. At least drive it to a month. If you can't, drive it as quickly as possible. Because as soon as they get it in their pay packet, they go, wow, because we want instant gratification. It's extraordinary what it does. And really simple, it's real simple. You don't have to give people pay rises anymore. You just say, perform better, that's your pay rise. Here you go, I want to borrow a pay rise. You know, I've worked with sales teams. You know, I used to say, sell more, there's your pay rise. You can make as much money as you want, just sell more.